Okay, we are recording, so we're going to go ahead and get this party started. I want to thank you guys all for hopping on tonight. And, I love, we're kind of trying to figure out what night to do this Zoom, see what better action we get. Right now, we've been kind of toying back between Sunday and Monday. We're going to give it a go for a couple more Sundays. And if not, we might switch it to Mondays. But I am so excited about this Zoom in particular because we're going to hear some fresh stories, some newer stories, and we're also hearing, some like little just tips, nidbits from people that just maybe got VIP bonuses or just promoted. And I think that's one of the most important Zooms you can get on because they're the people doing it right now. They're the people that just did it and they may be doing something that you never even thought of. And that's like information like that is priceless. And it's actually been these kind of Zooms, these kind of calls that I've gotten on that have given me my best ideas or have reminded me to do something I wasn't doing that really sparked my business again. So I am super excited to be doing these each week. If you are brand new to our team, I want to welcome you. And I will give you a rundown of our schedule so you have it. My best advice to you is do not get overwhelmed by the noise. What I mean by that is there's going to be a lot of calls, there's going to be a lot of Zooms, there's going to be a lot of videos. Um, and don't feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many, I can't get on all of those. Don't freak out about that stuff, guys, because you I promise you, you don't have we're all human. We have jobs, we have kids, we have lives, and you can't stress yourself out about them. But what you can do is get on the ones that you can. Is there a certain amount you should be getting on every week? Absolutely not. I think it's all about what works for you. And I don't think you can ever get on too many. You never know what you're going to pick up. So if you're free, and what I love about these is we record them, you guys. We make it so even if you miss something that you wished you could have gotten on, most of them are recorded if they were done by our team. But just a little bit of rundown right now, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are doing this call, which is hearing stories from the people on our team who are promoting and who are building their business right now, grabbing VIP bonuses right now, which is priceless because you get to hear new Thrive experiences as well as those newer tips. Because sometimes it's hard for us that have been in for a really long time to take ourselves back to the beginning of exactly what we did. And then every single Monday night, I know after this, I think Stacy Weisenberger does a Zoom. I know and she is another leader on our team. And then Monday evenings, Amanda Arnett, who is another 200K on our team, does a motivational Zoom, which is awesome. Evenings, I believe she does 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesday evenings, we do a live event for your prospects, for your customer prospects, which is huge because if you're new, you need to get people on that. When you're new, you don't know quite what to say, or you're nervous, or you're afraid you're going to say too much, or you're not going to say enough. This is so simple because we're going to do it for you. You just give people an invite. Here's the link, show up. We're going to do the work for you. And then Wednesday evenings, our upline Chastity Marie does a Zoom, which I usually take part in each week. And then Thursday evenings, I do a live opportunity event for you guys to send your opportunity prospects to. So those people that are interested and want to know more about the business, how we get paid, the ins and outs of Lavelle. And then every morning, for those of you that are like, man, I work nights, I miss all these. Our amazing 200K Kayla Fox that's on our team, she does a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, 6 a.m. Central Time. I believe it's Central Time. She does a 6 a.m. Is it Eastern? I think it's Central. I'm almost positive. Zoom. And it's amazing. I mean, she goes over whatever's going on. She helps you kind of get your mind right, helps you set goals. It's a great Zoom to get on if you're, up getting ready to go to work. Put it on while you're putting your makeup on, listen in the background on the way to work. It is a great Zoom to get on. And then, of course, you're going to see Zooms and calls from, other leaders in the company and corporate things, of course we'll post those too, but the ones I really want you to focus on are the ones that our team are doing. And definitely get that schedule. I think that schedule is also posted in the Dream Team 2020 page. You guys are going to have to forgive my voice. I've been talking a lot this weekend, so I'm kind of losing it a little bit. Okay, we're going to jump right into this call. I am super excited today for you guys to hear from these awesome ladies that have either grabbed VIP bonuses, or they just promoted, and they're out in the field making it happen right now. And the first person I'm going to pull on is, and you've got ladies tonight. If I botch your name, please, please, please correct me. I am the worst at pronouncing names, so I'm either usually messing up a first name or a last name, so correct me. But I'm going to pull on Debbie Zachman first. And Debbie, you're going to have to unmute yourself. Let me see if Debbie's having an issue. Debbie, are you on with me? I don't know if I see you. Oh, there she is.
Got it?
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. There you are. Yay, I found you. First of all, I want to thank you for hopping on with me. I know these can be like nerve-wracking and it's stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, but I appreciate you so much because I know somebody on tonight needs to hear your story. And I'm just super excited to hear your story, a little bit about, your Thrive experience and why you got into Lavelle, why you wanted to become a promoter. And I kind of wanted to start with, what were you doing before Lavelle? Like, do you have a career? I always like to mention that because I think it stirs our mind, like, who aren't we talking to? Whether it's our hairstylist or the teacher that lives next door, like, or it could just be somebody going to school or a stay-at-home mommy. Like, who said yes to this experience? So what was your kind of profession? What were you doing before Lavelle? And then how did you find Lavelle?
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I was a preschool teacher and then decided to quit that and stay home when I had my first son. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 3 years, a little over 3 years now. And I found Lavelle because my friend Steph Rasier was posting about it every day, and I would see it and just kind of ignore it. But then I saw what really grabbed my attention. I mean, I saw her life transform with the products, but I was still super skeptical with that. But then I saw her throughout the year and a half just grab bonus after bonus, and it was right before I jumped in. She grabbed a brand new Mercedes, completely paid for, and a $40,000 bonus. And I was like, I mean, I worked with her, so I knew like there wasn't anything like different that I couldn't do. So I decided to kind of jump in after that. And the financial part was really what caught my eye, because as a stay-at-home mom, I was really like not necessarily looking for income, but more like, I mean, the income was a perk, but it was something of my own, like just to kind of like not just be a stay-at-home mom, but something like a hobby that I could kind of just feel like I was contributing with too. So I jumped in with that.
That's awesome. So, do you have like a favorite product? Did you start with a Thrive experience? And if so, like, what are the products doing for you?
So Steph actually gave us a sample probably close to when she started. So we tried it probably a little over a year before I jumped in, and both my husband and I tried it, and we really didn't feel anything. I know now that I wasn't like really giving it a true shot and taking it right. But I felt when I first started promoting that I just, like, it was in my mind that I just really didn't need it. I thought I just had my second kid and he was 4 months old, and I thought I was doing just fine energy wise. And I knew that energy would gain as my kids started to sleep more. But so the product was for my husband. I started in for product wise for him because he was working a hard construction job. And he was living off of Monsters and chewing tobacco, and I just so badly wanted him to stop that. So I really started like kind of getting him on that, and then I saw how much it was helping him. I mean, he completely stopped the Monsters and the chewing tobacco. He's perfectly like thriving off of Thrive. And I had a really rough day. So then I was like, oh, what the heck? I'm just going to do it. Everyone says that you don't think you need it, but you need it. So I tried it, and then it just blew my mind. I would say that the Black Label is for sure my favorite. That mood support, I thought I had good patience as a mom, but as the second came along, it was a little bit more challenging to keep my cool all the time. And so that really, really helps me. I just love the Black Label.
You know what I love about your story too is like, you guys, are you listening to this? Like, I think sometimes we give somebody like a mini experience and we write them off. You know what I mean? You were watching Stephanie for a couple of years. I mean, since she's been doing this pretty much. And she probably, I know Stephanie, so she never wrote you off. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that would go, oh, they've already tried it. They work with me. I'm just not going to like really talk about it. I'm not going to bother. And a no isn't always a no forever. Like, and it most usually isn't, from my experience doing this for a long time. Usually a no is just a no, not right now. And you don't know, guys, who you've got to be consistent. Can you imagine if Stephanie would have quit the business? Okay. Stephanie's been planting seeds and doing those right things. And you've been watching for a couple years. You tried the product a year ago and thought it didn't do anything for you. And it's crazy because so many people don't ever get to experience what Stephanie did with you, which is you joining because they would quit, because they don't know. People are watching and it takes time. There's people that have been watching me for 5-6 years doing this industry, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, tell me more. Like, they are watching, and you're never going to get to experience them joining you guys if you aren't here to do that. You've got to stick around. And I think that's exciting. So when you came in, give me a little bit about your journey. As far as, did you get your VIP bonuses, and what rank are you now, and how long have you been in?
I did. I started last April, so I've been in about 6 months, and I hit my VIP 800, 1600, and 4K in my first 2 weeks. I just feel like I jumped in at the right time. There were some great some great promotions going, and that really helped. So I hit those, and then I was able to maintain that. And that was also when the rank advancement bonuses were going. So I got that $2,000 bonus, and I was able to maintain that 4K rank since. So I was able to get that full $2,000, which is just incredible for my family. And a couple months after that, I saw the opportunity to hit VIP 800 with my husband's account. So I started to build under him, and I hit VIP 800 and 1600 with him. And got those bonuses. And then just this month, I hit 4K under my husband's account, and I'm so close to 12K with mine. So, I have that $4,000 bonus, and I'm running hard for that 12K.
That's exciting. And tell me what, like, there's people on here right now, they're newer and they're like, I want a VIP bonus, or how do I go 4K in 2 weeks? Can you give any tips on like some key things you think you kind of did that could help somebody else?
Um, for the immediate, my warm market was a huge thing for me, and I know not everybody has that. My friends and family, or more so my in-laws, they were all about Thrive, and I was like, great, because I mean, they all could use it, and I would love to help change their life. So I helped them with that. And then like when I hit it with my husband, the thing that was huge for me was consistency. And I have heard so many of my leaders say that over and over again: just stay consistent. Just do at least something a day. And that was huge for me. And then just like being really real about like what it's doing for me, what it's doing for my family, letting people know like who I am. Like, I'm not just like a salesperson on Facebook. I'm being friendly to people. I'm letting them into my life and to see what, it is like to be a stay-at-home mom thriving and a construction worker thriving, and what this can do health-wise and financially. And then from one of your training videos that I watched, I got the biggest tip that has changed my business, I feel like, is the getting involved in groups. I joined a group that has been so successful for me and helped me build my business, because I've been able to interact with them and become friends with them. And then they have then trusted me to jump in with Thrive, and I've been able to show them how it changes their life.
That's freaking awesome. That's awesome. So tell me what, starting out, now you're building your husband's account. That's what I love about this business is that if you guys have a spouse, you can go grab those VIP bonuses again. You can climb the ladder again. You can have two checks coming into your household, guys, which is so cool. But what right now has this extra income done for you guys?
I mean, I mean, my bringing a second child into the world is not cheap, and we were digging into our savings account with that kind of stuff. I'm obviously we just have one income, so bringing in a second income is allowing us to save up for dreams and allowing us to not have to dig into our savings. And I mean, like grocery trips, I would come home stressed out from those because of how much we had to spend. And we intend to have more children, so I didn't think that that would really be a possibility because of what we were making financially. And so the relief to know that I have this to help out and to not have that stress is just incredible. I mean, I don't have the stress of how will I afford to grow my family.
That's so great. That it's so, and it's like not $1 million. It's that little bit of extra income coming in. It doesn't have to be that. And, the last question I kind of wanted to ask you, because I'm always curious, like what was holding you back for so long that you weren't joining Stephanie? Did you just think I won't be good at that, or nobody would be interested in it? Or what was it for you that you kind of feel like was holding you back from starting?
Yeah, I mean, there was some of the doubt of if I'd be able to. I wouldn't consider myself the most outgoing person, and so I saw that Steph did a live every day, and I was like, I don't think I could ever do a live. But I did. My first day of jumping in, I did it, and it was just throwing those fears aside was just something that I had to do because. And the other thing was the fear of people like judging me, like, oh, you're just somebody who's posting about this, product all the time, and people who those kind of thoughts would get in my head, like people who would be annoyed by me. But at the end of the day, I thought in my head, people know who I am and they know why I'm sharing this and what it's doing for my life. And I don't care what everybody else thinks. Like if they think I'm annoying, then they're not seeing the true reason why I'm doing this. And so that was a big thing. And part of it was I was just a skeptic. Like I didn't think that the products were actually doing much, and I didn't think that you could really succeed in this. And then I just gave it a shot. Once I saw that I really had nothing to lose, I was like, okay, I mean, if she can do this, why can't I? So
Right. Right. And it's funny how when you start getting paychecks, you care less and less about what other people think. You're like, who cares if they block me or unfriend me? I'm making money. You know what I mean? You suddenly stop caring so much. But I always think it's interesting to hear that because you guys, sometimes you have to reassure people, look, if lives aren't your thing, I'm not going to make you you don't have to jump in and do lives to start growing your business out of the gate. Like I can do one for you. Like sometimes we just have to find out what is that thing holding someone back. And a lot of times it's just watching you. People are watching you right now. They're waiting to see, is this just a flash in the pan? Is this something that you're really serious about? Gone here today, gone tomorrow. They're waiting to see how you do. And when you can post these little things on Tuesdays about what your paycheck is doing for you, even if it's just putting gas in your car, trust me, people are noticing that. That's what they want too. So that's super exciting. Well, I want to thank you so much, Debbie, for hopping on with me tonight and sharing. And I'm just excited for you because it's only the beginning. I mean, what is about to happen? You came in at the right time, girlfriend. And people always say, am I too late? I'm like, no, you're not too late. We haven't even come out with the best stuff yet. So I am just super excited to watch you grow and watch you build your business. And I have no doubt that you're going to be climbing the ladder pretty quickly. So I want to thank you so much for hopping on and sharing.
absolutely. Thank you for letting me.
Thanks so much, honey. Okay, next I am going to pull in Ashley Kavanaugh. And Ashley, you just have to unmute yourself.
Hey Lisa,
Hey, Ashley, how are you, honey?
good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for hopping on with me tonight. I appreciate you.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
I'm super excited. So, same thing. I want you to kind of just share with me what were you doing before Thrive? And then how did you find Thrive? And how long did it
Um,
take you to press that promoter button?
okay, so about 2 years ago, somebody had mentioned to me about the products. Um, I didn't really keep an eye to what they were doing. They just basically came to me and said, "Hey, I have these products. Did you want to try them?" I wasn't watching them, and I wasn't really paying attention to what they were doing, so I declined the offer. And I had my fourth child in October of last year, and somebody came to me. It was Ashley Oakley, actually. She's on Emma's team. She came to me in, I think it was March of this year, and she asked me if I wanted to try the products. I'm a hairstylist, mom of 4 children. I was burned out, tired. I was frustrated with my life. So I grabbed a 6-day mini right off the hop. And I was a day one thriver. I took those capsules, drank my lifestyle mix, and took my patch. And right, like by lunchtime, I fell in love with those products. So I ordered my first month, and it took me a little bit to want to promote. I was a little bit afraid of approaching people. I'm shy and a little bit reserved at first, so I was a little bit afraid. But in about May, I think it was, I hit my button after a lot of convincing. I hit my button, and I got my VIP 800. I got my VIP 1600. And then everybody that I had at the time kind of dropped off the face of the earth. So I got a little bit discouraged by it, and I just basically kept my customers that were maintaining my free, and I was just helping them with their orders and whatnot. And last week I signed a couple of new promoters, and I got my 4K like 3 days ago.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So a
Yeah.
few things I want to touch base on with your story. Number one, guys, I always say this is like a commercial. Like people always say, you know, how much do I post about this? How much do I follow up about this? And I always tell people, if you're watching TV, you see the same commercial 5 times in an hour. It's because that's how ads work. It takes the average person 8 to 12 times to see something before they go, oh, I think I need that. And you were approached. You weren't it. You were like, you didn't really pay attention. It wasn't really on your radar. You heard about it, but you're like, don't know what that is, whatever. And then a need in your life changed. And first of all, if y'all aren't hitting up your hairdressers, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but if you are not hitting up your hairdressers, why? Are some of the best promoters on our team are hairdressers. But I also think it's so cool that, you know, your need changed. You had another child and you were like, I need this. Like, I think I need this now. And you were a day one thriver. I mean, you know, and it wasn't something that happened overnight. So again, you guys, it's something that she was it was on her radar, but she didn't really think it was something she needed, and then a need changed in her life. And you guys, if you weren't here, your friends and family that are watching you, when the needs change in their life, and this really is just about, you know, change, like it's about timing, totally timing. I've had people not need something I have for 3 years, and it was year 4. They're like, I need that now. Things change with people, guys, constantly. Things in their life change, health concerns, weight gain, having another baby, whatever it is, things change, and you need to be on that radar for when that time comes. So I think that's absolutely huge to point out. But I also love the fact that you're shy. I get asked all the time. And a lot of people don't know this about me, Ashley, but I am so such an introvert. Like I am not an extrovert whatsoever. I'm so introverted, and a lot of people are like, no way. And I almost didn't join network marketing. I was in one other company before this, and I almost didn't join that company because I heard they had to do parties, and I was like, no way. I can't talk in front of other people. Like that is a fear. That is like, it was a huge thing, debilitating thing in my life. I didn't like crowds. I avoided them. I used to get like an upset stomach. I mean, it was horrible. So I love it when I meet another fellow person that is shy also. And people are always like, well, how are you doing what you're doing now? And I'm like, you know, with belief levels can change, and belief in yourself changes when you succeed at things, when you start to see I mean, and I bet you you're feeling that already, Ashley. Like you're shy, yes, but if your paycheck grows or you reach a rank or things start to happen, you start to feel like, okay, somebody, I don't sound stupid. Somebody is listening to me. Like your belief in yourself.
Absolutely.
It. So when let's go back and then the other thing that sticks out in your story is something common that happens to a lot of people. They come in, they go VIP 800 and 1600, and then things stall out. They just keep a couple customers and nothing's happening in their business. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm a failure. This only happened to me. You guys, that is so common. I would say that happens to about 90% of people that come in. 90% of people that come in, this happens to. And it's because a lot of times when we start out our business, and I don't know if this was your case, but a lot of times the people getting us to VIP 800 and 1600 are close family and friends. They weren't
Yep.
really people. Yeah, they're not really people that are going to grow our business. They're people kind of doing us a favor, helping us get a bonus. And then we're sitting back going, well, why aren't you making me grow? But what I love about your story is that you stuck with it. And just a few months later, you signed a couple people and then went 4K. And you guys, your time will come. So, what kind of tips do you have for somebody, just starting out, or maybe somebody in that slump that's like, wow, I got my VIP bonuses, or I didn't even get those, and I'm sitting here and I'm not going anywhere. What are some tips do you think you could give somebody, like some things you did?
I watched a video. I can't remember who done a live the other night, but she was talking about the fast start bonuses, and she was telling people to stay out of everybody's pocket, pretty much, like stay out of people's pocket. Don't be afraid to ask people if they want to purchase something, because you'll never know. Stay consistent and don't give up on yourself. Like, I was so discouraged, and there were so many times Emma had to give me a kick in the ass. Excuse my excuse my French, but a kick in the ass, and say, like, give it up. There was so many times that I told her I wanted to quit and that I just wasn't going to do it anymore. But stay consistent and don't give up on yourself, because you will get there. 100% you will get there, and don't be afraid to ask people. What's the worst they can say? No? Move on to the next one.
Absolutely. So that's kind of what happened. You turned it around when double, triple fast starts came out.
Yep.
And so not only, I mean, you're grabbing some good bonuses too if you're signing people. You're grabbing some triple fast starts probably, but it gives those people an opportunity to do it too. So you just got bold and you asked people. You got in their inbox and you said, "Hey, what did you say? This is what I'm doing, or I think you'd be interested in this." Do you have like any verbiage?
I don't have anything specifically. I just basically tell them, in regards to the triple fast start, I basically told them, like, I can offer you 3 months of product for the price of one. I can offer you so much money back. Like, just be straight. Um, nothing in particular. I always get into a conversation with somebody first, and then I bring it up. I don't just say, "Hey, here's this, and what do you think about it?" Just, you have to ease into stuff.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah,
You're not just a salesperson, you're also building that relationship. I totally get it. Well,
absolutely.
I am super proud of you for hanging in there and just, you're going to grow out of your comfort zone more and more and more and more. Like I said, I never even thought I could do a Zoom like this ever. If you would have asked me this a few years back, I would have told you were absolutely insane. There's no way. I would have broke out in hives. And now I can do this kind of stuff. So just know getting on tonight was probably like something that pushed you out of your comfort zone, but you did it, and that's what.
Definitely, definitely.
Right. But those are the things that like grow you to that next level. They really do. They push you to that next level. Every single time I've stepped out of my comfort zone in the past few years, every time something good has come from it. And it's just raised my belief level in myself, and raised my belief level in, the company, the products, the people. So absolutely amazing. But I want to thank you so much, honey, for hopping on with us tonight and sharing. I know it's nerve wracking, but you did an amazing job. You didn't even act nervous. So if you were, we didn't know it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, sweetie. Thanks,
Bye bye.
Ashley. Okay, ladies, we are going to pull in let's pull in Tammy Drennan. Tammy, did I say your last name right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Drennan? I think it is. I see you, Tammy. Are you there? You're unmuted. But we can't hear you. Tammy, try to say something. We're trying to figure it out, guys. Hold on a minute. You're unmuted, so you should just be able to talk. Oh, no, we can't hear you. Technical difficulty. It happens, girlfriend. It could be on your end, as far as if your volume maybe isn't turned up.
It's up all the way.
Oh, wait, I can kind of hear you now. It's just really light.
Is that any better?
I think you just need to move closer. Yeah, what everybody's saying, because we can kind of hear you. It just sounds far away.
We've plugged my headphones back in.
Headphones may work. Hold on. We'll get there, everybody. Hang tight.
Can you hear me now?
Totally a common thing. Zoom, you never know what's going to happen on live videos and Zooms. There's always a technical issue.
Can you guys hear me now?
It's better. Yes, it's better. I think we're good.
Okay.
Okay. We'll make it through. I just think that it could be my phone. The volume isn't going up really high right now. I don't get why, but yeah, it could be that. Okay, let's jump in, and I would love to know the same exact things. What were you doing, Tammy, before you found out about Lavelle? And then how did you find Lavelle? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Okay. So I'm on my laptop. So I'm squatted down to get closer. Is that any better?
Yes, so much
Okay.
better.
So next time I will use my phone, not the computer.
No, you're good. Actually, it's so much better right now. You're good to go.
Okay. So I'm a single mom with 4 kiddos, 2 of which are still at home. I'm a medical assistant, or at least I was. Had some medical problems about a year ago, and it made it to where I couldn't work anymore. Devonna introduced me to Thrive in June at my daughter's birthday party. She gave me a 3-day sample, or the 3-day mini, and it wasn't until I had a gap in between the mini and my order that I actually felt that it was working. Because I felt great during the 3 days, and then I ran out and I started to backtrack to where I was with having absolutely no energy. I couldn't do anything with my kids, and I slept all the time. If I got up and did anything as little as cleaning the kitchen, I had to take a 3 or 4 hour nap.
So it was taking the product and feeling that and then missing it. And you were like, okay, I need
Right.
this in my life. So were you a customer first, or did you right away go, okay, tell me more about this promoter thing? And did you become a promoter right away?
No, I was a customer, so I signed up and got my own account middle of July. And then I didn't hit my promoter button until September 23rd. I just wrote it down this morning.
So what took you so long? Or what made you go, okay, now I'll be a promoter?
Just like Ashley had said, I'm extremely shy. I don't like to be the pushy salesperson type. Total lack of confidence in myself. Just watching Devonna and all the milestones she was hitting, and I finally just jumped in and said, why not? And
Okay.
then,
No,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, so when you jumped in, tell me a little bit about where you are now. Did you get your VIP bonuses, and how long have you been in?
I did not get my VIP 800 or 1600, but I did hit 4K on Friday. So it took
Yay!
me almost exactly 1 month to hit my 4K.
So tell me a little bit about that. So you came in, you didn't get your VIP bonuses, which I always love to point out that so many people don't. It's like not easy to get those, in the first 2 weeks of your business. It's hard to convince like people, okay, jump
Mm-hmm.
in with
Yeah.
me. They need more time than that. And sometimes it doesn't happen right off the bat, but there's so many people that as soon as they don't get their VIP bonuses, they end up quitting. And I just want to slap them and say, what is wrong with you? Like you're so short term here. Like lots of people don't get their VIP bonuses. Don't quit on yourself. So
Right.
you didn't, did you feel defeated? Were you like, oh gosh, this isn't working?
No, I was only a couple hundred away. Actually, I think it was even less than that from the 800. But I just kept chugging. And I've got an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old at home, and they yell at me every time I miss either or any of the 3 steps. We've gotten to where they actually pick the DFT out every other day. They change and make sure I put it on when they aren't home in the mornings or they're still asleep. They'll come search my arms for the DFT.
That's so cute.
It is.
They're like, put it on now.
Yeah.
You've got
And they yell at
accountability
me
in
when
your
I
household.
don't.
Right. You've got like some accountability in your household. That's awesome.
Yes.
So, you didn't grab those, but you kept going, you kept chugging along, and you hit 4K in 30 days. So
Yes.
tell me, like, what do you feel like was it the consistency? Was it just people watching? Were you reaching out to people in the beginning that decided later on to come in, or kind of just give us maybe some tips on what you did?
So with my sister and my nephew, or one of my sisters, I should say, because I've got 2 of them that are promoters. With one sister, I just kept nitpicking and nitpicking because older sisters can do that. And she finally signed up as a promoter. And then I was really surprised that I had given a 3-day mini to one of my nephews who has a newborn at home. I believe she's about 2 or 3 weeks old now. But he decided, instead of just signing up as a customer, that he was going to sign up as a promoter. So keeping in close contact with people and kind of pushing them out of their norm, like my sister, just consistency is what's helped. But now I've hit a roadblock, and I forced my son to sign up tonight. So we'll see how he does on it.
You're like, everybody's doing this with me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is consistency, but sometimes people surprise you, you know?
Yeah.
You get a 3-day mini in your cousin's hands, and then the next thing you know, they're signing as a promoter. And,
Right.
you know, obviously, did some of them start to sign people as well?
He just got his promoter pack on Thursday, and he's already got 6 of his friends in line, I believe. He's been handing out the minis like crazy, and I need to touch base with him again tonight.
Was that somebody you actually expected that they would
No.
do well at a business like, see, isn't it crazy?
He will do well, but I had no idea he was going to hit promoter. I actually drove up to his house to go fix it and change him back to a customer, not knowing that he had done that intentionally.
It's so crazy how it's the people we are not even thinking of. You know, we're like, oh, they wouldn't do this, and they do. You guys don't
Right?
ever discount anybody. And he's also a male. You know, a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's a dude. They're probably no. You guys, I mean, that's what I love about Lavelle, and one of the things that attracted me to it the most was that we are not gender specific over here. We're not selling like girly products. We're selling products that everybody needs, and men and women both can do absolutely well with it. So is this one of the ones that are making you put your DFT on?
Yes. This is my 7-year-old Bella.
Hey Bella, thanks for making your mom healthy.
Yeah, because I can't do anything with them when I'm not using the Thrive. I went from sleeping all the time to we now have soccer, and school started back up, and we were doing all kinds of different activities during the summer.
So they have noticed a difference in you, and you've noticed a difference in you, which is absolutely huge. And when the people around you start to notice the difference in you, friends, family, that's what convinces them. They're like, whoa, I'm definitely seeing this stuff works. Okay, maybe tell me more, when they were skeptical in the beginning, you know. That's absolutely huge. Well, Tammy, you're awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us. And yeah, I know these things are like stepping out of your comfort zone, but you did awesome. You seriously did amazing. So thank you so much for hopping on. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, next I am going to bring on Callie Deerfield. Callie, did I say your last name right?
Yeah, you said my last name right, but my first name's Kate.
Good. Okay, yay. I'm usually botching. Actually, this is a pretty easy call for me. Usually there's some really hard last names. So I'm kind of proud of myself right now that I've been able to tackle these names, and they're not that hard. So I've got an easy night. So Callie, I want to start in the same exact place. You know, profession, what were you doing before Thrive? And then how did you find Thrive? Did you start as a customer? How long did it take to sign as a promoter? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Sure. So I was watching Ashley Olsen, of course, and she's a mom of 3, and she was working full time. And, you know, I have 2 little ones, 2 under 2, and they're both crazy redheads. So, you know, I was so tired. I was dragging. I was watching Ashley every day. Like, she was just kicking life's butt. And she swooped up a $6,000 bonus when she hit her 12K. And I was like, holy crap, this girl is kicking life's butt. Like, if she can do this, I can do it. I own a tattoo shop also. I'm a stay-at-home mom on top of that. So I'm a busy lady. And, you know, I just felt like, why not? She sent me a 3-day mini, and I was like a little skeptic about it. I was like, all right, I'll try this 3-day mini. So I gave it a whirl, and I loved it. I was definitely a day one thriver. Within 5 minutes, I was like cleaning my house. I mean, you know, the whole 9 yards. I was going for a walk with my kids. I was outside constantly. It was great. I actually, I decided to tell my husband, and you know, he's like a fitness guru, and he was like, no, 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 I'm skeptic. You're wasting your money and your time. And I was like, well, I'm pushing that promoter button. And I think I hit the promoter button within 3 weeks. And I just said, screw it, I'm doing it. I picked up my first promoters pack, and he was still a skeptic. Of course, most men are. And you know, it was just um we sat up all night long, like googling every ingredient of everything. It was kind of funny. I was like, see, I told you, it's all natural, it's great, like just do it. The next day he started, and he was a day one thriver too. It was great. So that's kind of where we started.
So how long have you been in now? And did you get your VIP bonuses?
I've been a promoter since the end of April. I did get my VIP 800. I didn't get my VIP 1600. Um, but I just got my 4K, which was so exciting, just 2 days ago. So that's really exciting. I've been busting my butt trying to get that. So we're there.
That's exciting. That's so exciting, especially like because a lot of people get frustrated when it doesn't happen right away, and it takes people to watch you for a while. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes. Do you find that like you told people about it, they weren't interested in the beginning, and they're coming back around now?
Yeah, I definitely I'm a very consistent person. I do a lot of mini giveaways, and I feel like I do like a contest, you know, on my Facebook page or my Instagram. And all week I'm kind of doing these contests to give away free minis, and these people are interacting, they're seeing other people interacting, and then come Friday, you know, I do like a Friday mini giveaway, and then Monday I'll send out all my minis, and I'll send them all together, and then I'll do the funnel, of course, and I'll just make sure that all my mini getters are, you know, on the Jumpstart page, on your the customer page, you know, and ready to get their mini, and they're getting hyped up about it in the meantime. So, you know, and then I always follow up. I make sure that I get all of my mini getters every week. I put them in like not a three-way message, but I put them in a group message, and I just kind of check in on them there. And that way, if you know, a couple people don't feel it right away, and they make a comment in the group message like, oh, hey, you know, I'm not really feeling this, um you know, is there something I can do? And then other people, honestly, like they'll just jump in for me, or I'm really consistent, so I'll stay on top of those messages. But you know, then everybody interacts, and they're like, well, if Joe and Bob are doing great, maybe I'll try some more. Maybe I'll buy a package, and I'll continue this. And that's really worked out well for me to deliver the minis that way.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good tip. Is this chat something that your uplines created that
Um, Most of the time I like to get Ashley in or Stephanie Forcier in three-way messages if I need them. But I kind of just throw all my minis in a little tiny group. Like if it's like 5 or 6 people every Monday, and I'll just throw them on a message, and I'll label it like mini October 5th, and I'll just say, hey everybody, I'm just throwing you in here so I can keep you all together. And then they all just stay there kind of, and I can keep
yeah,
track.
it's such a good idea because you're right. If one person isn't feeling something, but they hear from someone else, oh, but I did, then that person's like, oh, okay, well, maybe I just need to. Yeah, people feed off of each other. And I need to give a shout out to Ashley Olsen. Girl, like, I think I've had 18,000 people from your team on one of my calls over the last couple weeks. Like, you're rocking it out. But, you guys, I want to apologize for all the beeps. Are you guys hearing those dings in the background?
Once in a while.
Yeah, they're annoying. Sorry. I don't know how to shut it off right now. I usually do it before the call, and I'm trying to do it during the call and it's not working, and I'm like, dang it, stop beeping. You know, and are y'all telling your tattoo artists? Hello.
Yeah,
You're like,
I
I
know
got so
that
much energy, I'm doing my own tattoos.
Ashley and Stephanie Forcier, I know that they have tattoos from my shop. I'm trying to get a lot of people in there. I got some people coming in.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's people, you guys, your everyday life, what you're doing. If you're going to get a tattoo, like, are you wearing your DFT? Are you telling your, you're laying there for how long getting a tattoo or sitting there? You
Right.
start talking about life. Like, why aren't you taking the opportunity to talk about what this crazy Thrive thing is doing for you?
Yeah.
That's huge. Well,
My my husband actually, just real quick, he was like
oh no, go ahead.
he had neck surgery in November of 2016, and he went from 185 to 135. So that was like a huge huge blow for him, being such a guy into fitness and his, physical appearance and whatnot. He really loved doing that. So when Thrive came along and he felt how great he was feeling, it inspired him to keep working out harder. And he actually started a lot of the Thrive Fit line, and he has actually gained over 30 pounds. And I just love his Thrive story because he was such a skeptic and for him to just jump on, and he sells me, like when he's at work tattooing everybody, he's telling everybody about how great he feels, how skeptic he was. And I've got a lot of people and a lot of promoters, through him from doing that. So that's really great also.
No, it's awesome. And I mean, he's excited. Those are the best stories, though, when you have a skeptic that is like, no way, that it just changes their life. Yeah. And it's powerful because they're the people that they have such an awesome testimony. And when they share it with people, people can hear the excitement and the passion in their voice. Like they can hear this is for real. Like this is somebody that they wouldn't believe either. And now look. So those
Yeah.
stories are so huge. And I'm so glad that you stayed consistent. Sometimes we get so defeated when we don't get like both their VIP bonuses or we don't go 4K right away. And it's all in timing, guys. It really is. It's just stay consistent and it comes back around. But you can tell that you and your husband both, I mean, just from you sharing that you guys are passionate about this, and when you are, your business starts to grow. It's so cool. Well, it's only the beginning, girl. I
Thank
remember
you.
that. Remember
Yeah.
that. Thank you, Callie. I appreciate you hopping on with me today.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too, honey. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay, last but certainly not least, Diana. Man, is it Diana? Diana, you're gonna have to correct me with your last name.
Can you hear me?
I can. How are you, honey? I can hear you.
Oh, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, it's so quiet. I don't know why.
Huh. Can you hear me if I talk closer?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's a lot better. Thank you.
Oh, good. You still at your birthday party?
Yeah, they had like a Nerf war birthday parties. It's super loud. I just went outside.
Oh, I'm just so happy that you hopped on with us. I appreciate it. We'll be quick.
No
I just
problem.
want some
Yeah.
people to hear your story and also get a couple tips from you. So really quickly, how, what was your profession? Were you doing anything before Thrive? How did you find Lavelle? And then how long did it take for you to hit that promoter button?
Well, I heard about Livell like over a year ago. I'd actually joined in with a different network marketing company after I had my third baby. Just because like finances and everybody wants like a side hustle type of thing, but it was like a really expensive investment. And my sister had told me, because she's friends with Twin, about what Twin was doing. So I followed her on Instagram and kind of just left it. Like I was fairly skeptic about it, but I kept following her anyways. And it wasn't until I think they came out with Thrive Skin that I decided to order, because I was really interested, because I work in a salon right now. So I was interested in skincare. So I ordered Thrive Skin and it just worked like amazingly. So that's when I ended up deciding to try the vitamins, because I do have 3 small kids. I was pretty exhausted all of the time. And I think it only took like a week or so to work. And I felt just like so much energy after I started taking it that we were like pretty tight on money. My husband wasn't really working. I was working like 6 days a week when I had started to take it. This was like a year after I had found out about it. But I just bought it anyways. And I started to take it kind of like in the closet. Like I wasn't telling people about it because I thought it was like a weight loss thing and everyone always kind of hated on me for being skinny. But I was taking it for energy, and I didn't hit the promoter button until 2 months later.
So how long have you been in
For just over a month. So
and
I
in
did
that
it
month
September 24th.
and in that month time, did you grab your VIP bonuses, and what rank are you?
I did. So I actually hit my VIP 800 in like 3 days. I have a fairly big family and they were all really supportive. So they were just like, okay, like we'll support you and we'll buy whatever this is that you're in. And then it took me a little bit longer to get to VIP 1600. I think it took me another like week and a bit. Like I felt like it was a lot longer and it kind of plateaued. Like people weren't really messaging me as much as after I had first shared it. But then I did hit it. And then I think a couple days after VIP 1600, I went 4K. So now I'm at 4K. And this was October 15th that I hit 4K. So about 3 weeks in.
Okay, so if you're somebody new and you're wondering, and I know you said you had like a supportive family too,
Mhm.
which that helps.
Most of them.
And not everybody does, but it's so
Yeah.
nice when you do. It is so nice.
Yeah.
Have you mostly at this point just signed people that were in your family, or have you ventured
No.
out and you're signing like different people now?
Yeah, because I'm fairly consistent with sharing on social media. So I try and just like stay on top of stories every day, just sharing like little bits and pieces just from our everyday life. Like I feel like a lot of what Twin shared was like that, and a lot of people that I follow and people can relate. So I share everything like my kids and going to work. And I had gone out of my comfort zone and like shared a few videos just talking to people. And after I had done the first one, I think I signed like 2 new customers that I had never even approached before. So I think that really helps. And I started doing more of them. And I would get people like just acquaintances that I haven't seen or talked to in like 5 years that were like, what's the link? I want to try this, which just kind of blew my mind because I wasn't even I'm not really reaching out to specific people. I'm just really consistent. I talk to people in person, and that seems to get people really interested.
I love how you stepped out of your comfort zone. You stepped out of your comfort zone, you did a video, and you signed
Mhm.
up a couple customers that you never would have signed if you wouldn't have
Yeah.
done that video.
Yeah.
People, it makes such a difference to get in front of people's faces, like to hear your heart, to hear your story, to hear
Mhm.
you personally. And more people see that. Just like you said, there were people that reached out to you that you were like 4 or 5 years for, like you didn't know they were even, like you
They were
forgot
watching.
about them.
Yeah, I did forget about them. But I have people reaching out to me that are like, "Oh, you seem like so much happier, like more confident," and that helps me to keep going too. But if that kind of comes across in like my Instagram stories, I feel like that's where it's hitting people, and they're like, "She looks like happier." I'm like, "Was I that grumpy before? Like I didn't know." But people have been noticing, and then that I've gotten a lot of interest just from really like getting out there and talking to people. And most people have been like, why are you so happy? I'm like, I have a happy sticker. Like, do you want to know what it is? And
That is amazing. It's
Mhm.
amazing. And that tip right there was like just such a golden tip, guys. If you have not yet gone live, like, and are you going live on Instagram? Because I know you can do that now, or are you doing Facebook?
I wasn't even going live. I just do stories. Like,
Just stories.
yeah,
Okay.
I haven't actually done the lives yet. That's something that I want to do because I obviously want to go 12K pretty soon, hopefully, and get out of our minivan. But I'm getting a lot of tips from everywhere. It's a lot to take in, so I'm kind of just trying to work on like my own pace, but it's working for me. I think everybody's a little different. And
I
I know like
agree.
one of the biggest tips I think that Twin had told me one day, I was talking to her and I was just a little bit frustrated because I felt like I wasn't, like I hit a wall after that VIP 800, and she just said like, don't think about it as like who can you sign to help yourself, but like who can you help. And it hit me so hard where I was like, I'm gonna keep sharing it because I want people to feel the way that I feel. And I don't know how many times I've said it in the last while, but like, I'm too old to give a crap if you don't like that, but I'm on a mission to just make people feel better. And that's just what I'm going with every single morning. And I think people see that I'm not trying to do something for me. I'm trying to help them.
Twin couldn't have given you any better advice. That's exactly why she's where she is.
Yeah.
Because it really truly is about who can I help today? And if you have that mentality, then people are they're gonna sense that from you. They're gonna realize you're not trying to sell anything. You're just really trying to help them with something that
Yeah.
you yourself believe in. Well, you've gone, what you've done, Diana, is something absolutely crazy. Like, to move at the pace you have, that's like 1% of people that have ever joined our team. So just know that you are doing the right things. And like, I love what you said. What you're doing works for you, and you're going at the pace you're comfortable with. And I think that is such another golden nugget that people need to take away from tonight is, guys, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't think that you're not going at a pace you should. There is no set pace. You own your own business. You go at the pace you want to go at. And, success is determined by, not just the numbers going in the cloud office or how many people you sign, but success really is determining, are you helping other people? That's really what it's about. Are you connecting? And if you are, then that's success. So I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your birthday party to hop on
No,
with
it's all
us,
good.
Diana.
It's nice to have like 10 minutes of quiet before I go back in there.
Well, you're going to get a lot of that in this company. I'm pretty sure I'll be interviewing you like once a month now for promoting.
Okay.
Thanks, Diana. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Well, guys, I think we have heard from some awesome, amazing women tonight with just awesome stories, and everybody's a little bit different. That's what I love is you guys are hearing the different professions. It's kind of reminding you, who am I not talking to? Who am I not reaching out to? And I love that everybody's background's a little bit different. Some people were watching people for a long time. Some people were people that tried it once and didn't feel anything, and it was a need, something changed in their life later. You guys are hearing these stories, but really think about what you heard tonight, because it's a reminder of who do we need to be following up with. Maybe we need to ask that question, what's holding you back? What's scaring you? Somebody like that was watching Stephanie forever, and she was like skeptical, can I do it? Can I do that too? And it's just a matter of, reassuring. And one of the questions I always like to ask people in my life is, so what's stopping you from doing this with me? And that, just a question like that, even people that haven't asked me before, if I have a girlfriend over, she'll say something about my sticker, just, so how's that business going? And I'm like, why aren't you doing this with me? I just say that. And sometimes it's like, oh, because I just don't think I could do what you're doing. And I'm like, oh my God, girls, you so could. Like, sometimes it's just that reassurance. And then they really go, maybe I can do that. So I want you guys to really think about that. And it is 6:05, so I don't want to keep you guys any longer, but I want to thank all of our guests tonight for hopping on and sharing with us. It's not easy starting out a new business and then being asked to be on a call like this. It's kind of scary, but these women stepped out of their comfort zones tonight, and I really appreciate them and the tips that they gave. And I want to thank all of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday night to pour into yourselves and your business. And hopefully something you heard tonight inspired you, encouraged you, gave you a tip that you needed to keep going. End of the month is drawing near, guys, and I want you to remember, don't give up. I've seen people do more in the last 2 days of the month than they did in the first month of the month than they did in the first 30, 28 days. In the last 2 days, they crush it. And it really is about mindset. So I want you all to pick a number. I want you to pick something that you want to be at by the end of this month, and I want you to hit it. It doesn't have to be a rank. It doesn't even have to be a number. It could be, I just want to get out my first mini experience. I just want to sign my first free customer account. But I want each one of you guys to set a goal for yourselves, something that's achievable, but that will push you a little bit. And I want you to reach that before the end of the month. Prove to yourself that you can do this. Prove to yourself you can do anything that you put your mind to, and make it happen. So you guys don't forget to plug in tomorrow evening with Amanda. Her Zoom is amazing. It's a great Zoom, usually a different topic. some motivational stuff. And don't forget, if you are up tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central, plug into Kayla Fox's Zooms. They are awesome. The link to those are on the Dream Team 2020 page. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.